What's up, everybody? Quick turnaround from last night's auction. Jay will not be with us. Matt's away for the weekend, but representing Pressable Defects, we have Guy Forge. What's up, Guy?
What is up? Happy to be here, guys.
I'm hanging on by a thread. And, of course, the staple, Jem, hasn't missed an episode yet now.
Oh, reliable. What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
Episode 2. Right? We should just hop right into it.
Let's jump into it.
Let's jump into it. We got to get Guy too before the end. We have to, when we start grading these episodes, I got to hear your thoughts on episode 1. So episode 2, right off the bat, I mean, we're introduced officially to characters that we assumed from episode 1. We get John Walker right in the locker room, getting ready for his big introduction, right? And with him, we see Lamar Hoskins, Battlestar, who's like his Bucky.
Right.
I mean, I think he's in forgot what episode or issue he is in Captain America. But
and what's funny is on the previously in whatever that I noticed a gun on his hip when he walked out, U.S. agent. Because at first I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
On that I was like, oh damn, he did have the gun, and we see him use it in this episode, right? So
yeah, which is crazy because the only weapons Cap's ever used, he's just found. You know, he wasn't carrying. Cap never carried.
The U.S. agent was like, screw this.
Yeah, he's like, well, he's not a super soldier, right? He's got to come in with guns ablazing. No pun intended.
You know what's funny? And what's funny is it's always been Cap, the super soldier, up against regular guys. Now you got a regular ass Cap up against super soldiers.
Yeah, hasn't turned out well yet. So he's got his big interview on Good Morning America. Talk about sponsorship, huh? Isn't that right? ABC?
It's like when a celebrity joins YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like,
they get the red carpet treatment.
Yeah. And we officially get his introduction. We see Bucky pissed.
Was he pissed?
I think Bucky, all right, was he?
He was pissed at Sam.
He's pissed at Sam,
right.
But you could tell he's missing Cap. He's almost like shaking his head like when as soon as this dude, U.S. agent, they call him Cap, right? But whatever. John Walker, as soon as he says that line, I felt like we were brothers. I never met him, but he felt like a brother or whatever. I'm like,
yeah.
You saw it in his face. I think he's just really hurt. That's what I think it is. I don't know if he's pissed.
I think he doesn't like the situation, right? He's like,
correct.
Yeah, which is what nobody's supposed to like the situation. But I feel like, and I think we're going to talk about it more, you don't hate John as much as you wanted to hate him in this episode.
Yeah,
at least at the end, maybe, but during the whole episode,
the ends, but not in the beginning. And I'm sorry, yeah, Cap was carrying assault rifle, I believe, in the first during World War II.
Was it? Fee read the whole omnibus of that shit.
Yeah. So,
but when just to go back a second, when he was unzipping the costume, did it feel a little like unzipping like the body bag, like it was weird, right?
My mind was somewhere else. I'm like, man, it looks like someone's about to, anyway.
No, it felt like a body bag.
Like, it did look like a body bag a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if that's what they were meaning by it.
Cap's not dead, right? Steve Rogers, we assume he's still alive, right? I mean, we're only 5 months post Endgame.
He's on the moon, right?
Yeah, he's up on the moon.
Well, that's the rumor.
So, all right, there were moments in this episode, and tell me, maybe after watching WandaVision so closely and really loving it, I feel like there was a few too many cheesy moments of this episode. There was definitely some forced comedy in this episode that I was like, all right. And the first part of this episode where I was like scratching my head, like, what? Just like that? All of a sudden, Bucky shows up with Sam.
Just walks in.
He just goes on his government mission with him.
Right? I'm like, what is happening here?
They couldn't have done a better introduction.
I thought it was going to take longer to get them together, but here we are.
That's what I thought. I thought it was going to take, maybe by the end of this episode, they'd be together.
I don't know if longer, but you could have done it a little bit better than that.
Showed up at
my man just walks in and it's like, yo, what's going on? Like, what?
Dude, Sam's walking down some steps and then he's there. I just thought
Sam wasn't like, dude, I've been calling you and texting you. Like,
nothing. Nothing like that. So that was my little head scratching moment, the first of them. So Bucky, it's immediate that Bucky is upset about the shield and how Sam gave it up because Cap, Steve Rogers gave it to Sam, and that was important to Bucky. Like, he gave you this. It's almost like a legacy.
I was waiting to hear, like, he passed me up, and that was my boy.
Yep. But at the same time, it's so. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Guy.
No. I think he feels betrayed
by Sam.
That's a better word. I think he feels betrayed, obviously, and then obviously we get into the whole Sam explaining how hard it was to do what he did. You know?
Yeah. Like, I don't know if Bucky really wanted the shield, but I think he had so much respect for Cap to pass it on. And Bucky had, you got to say, right? Bucky had a lot of respect for Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even more so now that it was passed on to him. Like, all right, my boy
he chose you.
For you.
Yeah, like.
But why did he not choose Bucky?
I don't know, man.
Because you can't have a Cap that was a murderer, working for Hydra for decades.
I guess so. Maybe it was, I don't know. I don't think it was a wrong choice.
No, maybe he felt like he had too many skeletons and he wasn't right for it.
The one thing though, and we talked about it last week, is like, how are you gonna have a normal dude? And we saw this, a normal dude be Captain America, be that.
And I feel like that could be Sam too. Like, I'm just a regular guy. How can I be Cap? Then you got this regular ass guy being Cap. So now he's like, well, I guess.
Whoops.
If you're going to carry pistols and all that, then yeah.
There's other parts too that we are going to get into this thing. Oh, let's backtrack just a little bit. Another one of those cheesy moments that I was like a head scratcher is all of a sudden we have shots of John Walker throwing the shield as well as Cap.
Yeah, he was.
And by the way, he just got it.
Yeah,
he just got it.
What's going on here? I was again, a few head scratching moments for me in this episode. So here we go. All of a sudden they're on this mission together. Just like that. Here we go. Sam was going on the mission. Now Bucky's all of a sudden with him. Another one of those. Okay. And it's all about the flag smashers, right? They're going after the flag smashers. They kind of know where they're going out. We get another kind of funny haha moment other than the Hobbit conversation, right? Now we get Bucky jumping out of an airplane.
I read it originally in 1940. That was funny. I like that.
Yeah. So he jumps out of the airplane.
That was like such like a geek nerd moment too. Like,
yeah.
I used to watch that when it first came out or whatever. You know how it is.
So let me see what I have here. Okay, so this dude hits the ground hard. We've seen Cap jump out of airplanes, no problem. Now maybe that's why he didn't pick him. This dude jumps out of an airplane through the trees. No, whatever. You see Falcon and Bucky. There, you could almost see the dynamic between the two of them now, right? You see Sam, who's like more like calculated, and when he's got Red Wing, right?
Yeah,
looking, and he's like, all right. And you got Bucky ready to go.
Bucky just wants to fly in.
He wants to go in. They have the conversation. And I wonder if this is how it's going to be all season. I say season, but through the series, where you see Falcon is that calculated, he's a military man. He's not just going in swinging. And I thought that was kind of interesting, but I don't know. Did you guys notice that part?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. Now we get the fight scene. Right, we're already on top of the truck, and I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if it was as good as the first fight scene from the first episode.
No, it was different. It was good though. You had Bucky thinks he's saving this hostage. She ends up being a super soldier herself, and she's like the main one. Like, who is she? That she is the leader of the Flag Smashers, or what?
Yeah, Carly Morgenthau or something.
She's not someone in the comics. I don't know who she was.
Well, Morgenthau was a man in the comics. I think it was Carl Morgenthau.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody knows the name,
but I think see a lot of that from here on out in the MCU.
And then they used the Carly, and they made it a girl. So
there you go. Oh, look who shows up.
Hey, Jay.
He's hurting too after last night. It was a long one. So these guys get saved all of a sudden by. Hoskins, Walker, they show up.
Well, they all of a sudden fly down in the helicopter, and it's like coming to save the day.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, I mean, not to backtrack a little bit, but his costume is very very U.S. agent-esque.
It is, right? That's the
like
U.S.
already
agent
off
stuff.
the bat. Like it's not exact, but it's like very U.S. agent-esque. Like
Oh yeah,
it's
big time.
it's not Captain America-esque. Like
No.
even like the logo over here with the the A with the wings and stuff like that and everything. But
I have the book over there. But
hold
yeah,
on,
you're right.
Carl is the flag smasher because in the comics it's one person.
Yeah.
There's not a flag smashers, right?
correct. So it's Carl
Yeah.
Morgenthau, whatever Morgenthau. Now it's Carly. So that's why they did that. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for confirming that.
So all right, so they basically they get away, right? The flag smashers get away, and you have Walker, Hoskins. They pick up these two guys on the side of the road. You get the interaction.
I did laugh out loud at the scene when Red Wing gets sent in and they smash it, and right away Bucky's like,
she crushes
I always
that
wanted to
shit.
do that.
Yeah,
I love how he hates Red Wing. That's a funny.
He
little
hates that thing. Somebody else did too. Didn't Black Widow hate him too?
Oh, I don't remember.
I could have sworn there was it the I think it was Civil War where Red Wing did something and like saved her, and he was floating there. Bucky or Sam had him floating there, and he was like, "Go ahead, pet him."
Yeah.
Say thank you or something like that.
Right.
So they have that interaction. We officially are introduced to Hoskins as Battlestar in that little the conversation on the back of the truck. So I have to write all this stuff down. All right. Next scene, you have the Freedom Fighters. That's what they're calling them. So they're flag smashers, the Freedom Fighters. Depends who you ask, right? I mean, that's when it's almost like these regular people are bringing in the flag smashers or bringing in the Freedom Fighters, giving them food, giving them shelter.
Well, yeah, I mean, they believe in their cause. They
believe in their cause.
They liked having half of the people there, so the resources were better. Pollution was not as bad.
And that's what it is. It said, I think I wrote this down. Okay, so Carly says, or somebody says, we want to stop the people who came back from being in charge, because obviously half of these politicians, right, half of these leaders were probably gone, and they seem to care more about the people returning than the people who've been here the last 5 years, and that bothered them.
You got a super chat. Yeah.
Dave Cerrone, $5 super chat. Thanks, Jem, Gary, and Guy, 3Gs. Love the recap and analysis videos. Please keep them coming. Everybody watching, hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much.
Triple G.
Yeah, triple Gs. So I mean, I guess I understand it. They always see the MCU is really good at making, and this is, I guess, good writing, right? And good storytelling. They always seem to give the villain almost like a good
cause.
intention. Yeah, a cause.
Yeah, right? Exactly. They're not just evil, right? They believe in their cause, and Thanos was one of the best examples of that, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And we're probably going to see a true villain later in this episode. We'll talk about that when the power brokers. We'll get into that later, but I would almost say they may be true villains. So after that, Bucky wants the shield back. He references, I believe he references the Civil War, right? Yeah. And this is where they go to Baltimore, Maryland. Was it the Civil War? No, World War II. Civil War.
Oh, I thought you meant they referenced something in Captain America's Civil War.
Oh, they do, don't they? Yeah.
They reference taking the shield. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
When they went rogue. Yeah, he said, this is what it caused us when we did that, blah, blah, blah. He goes, this happened, that happened, and we were on the run for 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
He's basically saying we can't just take the shield from this guy.
Yeah.
That's not going to work this time. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so then in return, right, in response, this is when Bucky says, all right, look, I got somebody for you to talk to.
Right.
They head over to Baltimore, Maryland, where probably one of the best comic conventions happens. Just so everyone knows. Baltimore Comic Con.
By the way, and I'm doing backtracking all night now just because it pops in my head again. Right. When she crushed Red Wing, and then they had a discussion about it afterwards.
Oh, that was important too.
That was important because they did you a favor because like pretty much that's how we knew how to find you. We were watching you because we hacked into Red Wing and blah blah blah. So it's like. But they were watching Falcon the whole time.
But here's the important part: it wasn't hacking because it's government property.
It's government property, correct?
So they're watching it. They're watching you. Like that's how they knew where they were.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So now we're going to Baltimore, Maryland, and this was pretty cool. I actually liked this part a lot. Mm-hmm. They go talk to a man named Isaiah, who Bucky knows. We'd have no idea what's going on.
Right.
and he
Hold on.
referenced.
Before you get into that, a lot of backtracking. So I like the line. Someone said, I missed the name. The White Wolf comment, right?
Oh
so,
yeah,
because I always said
white,
that, like, yo, that's the White
Panther.
Wolf. Like people forget that that's what they called him on Wakanda, and I love how they brought that back. He's the White Wolf.
Yeah, that was. And he was cool because referenced. It's funny
he called him White Panther.
Right?
Yeah, no, he said no, White Wolf, and then he goes, what?
And what's funny is that's 2 episodes in a row where Black Panther and Wakanda is actually referenced. Because
it's funny that you say that, because as soon as he made that comment, I was like, damn, Black Panther is not. He's not alive. Like we don't know what he is in the MCU though, but it's like
that's gonna be
right.
That's gonna be a tough pill for people to swallow. That's gonna be a tough storyline because I don't think you can go forward without the Black Panther. Is it gonna be Shuri? I don't think they're gonna bring back Killmonger.
And they're not gonna recast T'Challa for sure, right? So definitely T'Challa in the MCU is not gonna be here. So all right, I guess obviously nobody knows that yet, at least right now, right?
I don't think there's anything but rumors, but I mean, I thought
Feige said it. I thought he made a statement that.
All right. So in my opinion, here's my opinion. I think as great as Chadwick Boseman is, and he was incredible, right? And I'm going to do a sports reference here. No one's ever bigger than the team. And I feel like Chadwick Boseman isn't bigger than Black Panther. Black Panther, the character, is important for so many reasons.
Not only Black Panther, but T'Challa is important because we got to see him married to Storm. That just connects the mutant world so well, and we have to have his rivalry with Submariner at the same time. Like if you have Shuri or Killmonger as Black Panther, you don't really get that stuff.
I wouldn't mind Shuri as Black Panther, but I honestly would like Black Panther recast, and those are like almost impossible shoes to fill. But
I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do that.
I don't think so either. I think we will have a Black Panther. I do not think it'll be T'Challa.
But see, the Storm thing is really like, damn, like,
dude, it's 2020, man, or 20. It's 2021. You may still have Storm marrying Black Panther. It just might be Shuri now.
It's true.
Correct.
Who knows, right?
Or I mean, it could be Killmonger too. You know what I'm saying? I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be T'Challa, right? But
no, it's sad because there was so much story to tell, and he was absolutely outstanding in my opinion. I thought he was great, but that's a story for a different day. So, but I thought it was interesting that twice they reference Wakanda, twice they reference like the whole Black Panther thing, twice they reference that Bucky was there. So I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know if we'll keep getting those kind of references, but this is how great the MCU is too. This thing's been around for how many years now? You can go back and reference so many things. How many times did we see it just in WandaVision? The references. Yeah. So you've built this universe.
Or taking a reference and fleshing it out to being a whole story, right?
Yeah. I mean, just the great writing, great storytelling. So
3 second break just to find out what Jem is drinking now. Because you switch from water to some kind of concoction. I want to know what that is.
It's a frappe.
Nice.
Wait, isn't that going to keep you up all night?
Well, I was super tired, and I was like, damn, I got to do this thing with Gary. I forgot all about it until you sent the StreamYard link. That's why I texted you. I was like, I need some caffeine, man.
We'll get you through
it. Back. Go ahead. Yeah,
I don't know if we're going to go a full hour because this episode was just pretty straightforward. So, all right, so let's go back. We're going to meet Isaiah now. Right. We are going to meet Isaiah. And this was so important, I think. And I don't think this is the last time we see Isaiah.
I was surprised I didn't see you guys have that book in the auction last night. Did you?
There was a lot of Cap books.
Not that one.
There was.
So we go and we meet Isaiah. No idea. Did either of you guys know what was going on before we meet him?
No. I don't know. I guess not. No.
I really thought we were going to see like a character, like an MCU character that we've seen before.
Yeah,
I didn't know what was going to happen. I was just my mind was open, ready to see what was happening, and it was kind of cool. I guess a previous super soldier. So we talked about this last week, right? They are going hard on the super soldier thing, which is this whole Weapon Plus program, right? So now you're finding out you had dudes from back in the day. You got a bunch of new people. What's that going to lead to?
Well, what's funny is, we have to get Isaiah back, right? There's going to be more references to him because he made it perfectly clear there was 30 years of experiments done to him. He says he was in jail.
Well, he went to jail for that long.
They say jail, but he referenced jail, but it wasn't even really jail, or was it basically he was an experiment that they were testing on him?
Was he aged, or is that an older actor? I couldn't tell.
I think he's aged. I mean, well, Cap should have aged. He was just frozen, right? As was Bucky.
So was Bucky. Yeah,
they were frozen. So I think he's just aged, probably slowly, because he should be. This guy. I don't remember. What did Bucky say? He ran it. They fought in, was it the Korean
40s,
War?
right? 30s, 40s. I don't know.
I don't remember. But he's still strong as hell. We see that. And he knew
he looks
exactly
like a big dude
who Bucky
too.
was, and vice versa, right? He knew and Bucky knew where this dude lived. Like, what's going on there? Another head scratching moment, but whatever.
I like how
Vietnam.
Sam brought up, how come nobody's ever talked about this guy? Because that's always a thing, right? Like, we've been doing this for a decade, and the answer was good. Like, man, you could see he didn't really want to be found. Like, he's already pissed off. Too much has happened to him.
And rightfully so, because again, you've got 30 years of experiments. He referenced Bucky. He said, "Your people," and they tried to make it like a racial thing, and it wasn't as in the white people. It was Hydra.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is what's confusing me. So was Hydra doing experiments and Shield? Like, I didn't get that. Or was he truly in jail?
Well, I don't think he was in jail. Like, he wasn't in county jail. He was captured like a war prisoner is what I got out of it.
Okay.
He was captured and imprisoned by Hydra while they experimented on him. That's
okay.
They were doing experiments. Yeah.
And he messed Bucky up. He ripped his arm off. He destroyed part of his arm. We never knew that. But
I didn't really. That part happened, but it was like, when did we ever see him with half an arm? Because we saw him in Winter Soldier, the movie. He had the arm. Oh, remember? They would take him back and like fix him up and mind wipe him after every mission, right?
Yeah, but they didn't do a good job because this dude's got all his memories.
No, Bucky. They used to do it to Bucky. If you remember,
Bucky's got all his memories.
Bucky's got all his memories.
Yeah, that's true.
So they tried. So I just really like that whole scene, and I think he has to be back.
That scene,
of course, they didn't.
That scene goes deeper though, too. You know that, right?
Yeah, the next little part after it. You talking about that when they're in the street?
No, before that. So
go ahead.
So if you look at it, who's also in the scene, who answered the door?
Was that his grandson?
So
that's what they're saying in the chat. Like, is that somebody from Young Avengers or something?
Correct. So his name is Eli, right? And Eli Bradley is Patriot in the Young Avengers.
Right.
They're building it, man.
So they are building the shit out of this.
And first of all, it is Carl,
because that's very important, obviously, because now don't forget who we're getting from all these shows. You're getting Hawkeye's daughter, right? You're getting Wiccan and Speed, right? You're getting Patriot now. You're getting, so they're building this because they're gonna go so far with this shit, man.
Well, that young Avengers 1 book is going to continue to fly.
Oh, it's already high. So
Michael the Beast, he said Carl Lumbly, and that's right. That's the actor's name, and we got that months ago, maybe even a year ago, and it was speculated heavily that he was going to be Isaiah Bradley. So that panned out. Whoever broke that news.
They're just setting. How do I put this? They're putting the little pebbles in the sand, like on the path. Like, okay, we've WandaVision brought Wiccan and Speed, and we know that they still exist, right? They didn't go away when the hex is closed.
Seemingly went away, but we in the post credit, right?
Yeah. So and now we know Hawkeye's coming. Kate Bishop is coming.
Yep.
So we know that.
So who's going to show up in Loki, right? Because they're forming the team kind of in these shows.
I don't know.
Individually.
Well, here you want to talk about Loki. What if Kang can show up in Loki? Kid, right? Isn't the younger Kang in there?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So you can bring another character to Young Avengers in Loki, and we know Kate Bishop is coming in Hawkeye.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cool, but this assembly of the Young Avengers, I mean, it's kind of like whatever for me. Like, I don't really care about any of these characters.
Oh, it's going to be a Disney Plus show.
But you will. Right? You will, because when they put them together and they have missions with these guys, it's all gonna fit together the way it's supposed to. This kid, when he threw that, whatever that was, that like
a tin or something,
that tin into the wall, man, it just stuck in there. You saw the kid's face, like not like, I don't know if I want that power or like I see the power in him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
But it
saw
makes
the
it-
kid's face.
it would make sense
They
that he
made it a
has
point to show that. So, and his powers are weird. I think he gets powers not from experimental stuff. He gets powers from pills. Like, he's taking like growth enhancing pills and stuff like that.
HGH.
Yeah, some
You got
shit like
those
that.
Jose
I'm being
Canseco
serious.
pills?
Yeah.
So that was a
crazy.
good scene. And now they go out into the road. They're having an argument, Bucky and Sam. And one important thing is Bucky's known he's been here a long time. He never told Cap. That was important. I'm glad they did that. They never told he never told Sam that this guy was here. So the cops show up. And it's funny because, Sam's telling the cops, go away. Everything's fine. Bucky's saying, go away. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. And Bucky's the one who goes to jail.
Even though at first the cops were like, "Is this guy bothering you?" So they kind of showed
they went with a little racial thing there.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Hold on one sec. Talk amongst yourselves.
You gotta say goodnight. You gotta say goodnight to the baby, man. It was that was a little I wasn't tough to watch because it's reality,
right?
But you saw like the cops and the way they were acting, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Oh wow, I didn't know it was you. I didn't recognize you without the costume."
So what if you weren't a Falcon, right? Then you would have probably
that they're touching on current events and stuff going on, which is good. I don't want to be surrounded by political stuff, but if they can touch on stuff little like that, I'll never have a problem with that. Like dabs like that. I think that's totally okay. It's great. And then we get another comedy session here, right? We get Falcon and Winter Soldier in therapy. And that was another head scratching moment. Why did Sam have to go in there? I'm just like,
the therapist said,
she said this is not a choice. Yeah.
But all right.
Did you love how he pulled the chair and then they put their legs in between each other, and he goes, what? It's too close. You wanted closer. Now we're close.
Yeah.
That whole it was all right. And here this is again we get the same thing. Bucky explains why he didn't want Sam to give up the shield, and it had all to do with Cap had faith in Sam. He had that same faith in Bucky. What if he was wrong? And that's what Sam was worried about.
See, I'm waiting for Bucky to say, why didn't he give me the shield? That's what I'm waiting to hear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But instead he was like,
I don't even think that I don't think it's about that, Jem. I honestly, I think Bucky yearns for that confirmation that he's doing something right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you know why I didn't get that?
Because of all the wrong that he's done, he's yearning for that confirmation that he's doing something right.
Well, look, here's why it didn't make sense to me. Cap never saw something in Bucky. Bucky saw something in Steve from back in the day when he was a scrawny little nobody and couldn't make the cut. Bucky still messed with him. When did Cap see something in him when he tried to save him from being Winter Soldier? I didn't really understand what that meant.
Cap always looked up to him from the beginning.
He looked up to him, but it's not no.
Don't forget, Bucky was going out and doing all the things that Cap wanted to do.
That's in the beginning. No, I mean, Cap saved Bucky.
Yeah.
He stopped him from being the Winter Soldier. He had the vision and the faith in him, which is the same vision and faith he had in Sam.
I don't know. All right, well.
I mean, I'm no therapist. So, all right, they leave their therapy session, and the one thing I thought was important too on the way out, Bucky asks, "What's that second rule again?"
Yeah, don't hurt anybody.
Don't hurt anybody.
Hey, scratch that rule.
Just that's already gone. We lost that one in the first episode.
Yeah.
Now they're outside. They run into Walker. They run into Hoskins, and basically, I really thought Sam did a really good job here when he explained to Walker, "Look, we're free agents. We're not tied down by basically government rules and regulations. We can go do our own thing." And actually, I thought that was a great for Sam because he was right.
Which is why Bucky was able to join him on the mission.
Must be. They're just like, "Hey, yeah, come on." But I thought that was great. and then Walker, finally we get to see this D-bag Walker, right?
Oh
Basically
my God,
says,
what a jerk.
yeah, stay out of their
Stay
way.
out of my
basically.
way.
Because
Stay out of his way.
before that, you almost liked him a little bit. Like, yo, this guy was really like, he was an athlete, he was a soldier, he's just trying to do the right thing. He you know, you found him to be like compassionate, but now we're seeing the US agent. Now we're seeing the asshole, you know, and hey, stay out of my way, bitch. What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
right? Like,
see, but this is where we can backtrack again. Sorry, but when they mention something about the super soldiers, right, and that the flag smashers are super soldiers,
right.
and then you saw him look at Hoskins and go, "Oh, super soldiers," like they knew what they were talking about. Like, so have him and Hoskins dabbled in the super soldier serum? Like, have they gotten a piece of it already? Is that why they're a little bit? I mean, hi, when the Good Morning America lady was talking to him and saying stuff about like how elevated his levels are, and they were watching him. He kind of cut her off in their talking, like, so like have they already dabbled in this on him?
You know what's funny? So Jeff the Geek is saying eventually Walker will end up taking the serum. Like, that's a bad thing. Cap took the serum, but
Yeah,
remember,
I think he already has it.
But remember what Red Skull told Cap. You know, if you're good, it'll make you great. If you're bad, it'll make you evil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so if he doesn't have a good heart and takes the serum, which is kind of going out the window with these other regular Joes who took the serum, but I guess we'll see what happens with that. Maybe they didn't get the full dose or the same dosage or the same type of serum, whatever.
I mean, yeah, but I think they started doing this in the 40s. Have they perfected it yet, or has it gotten worse? You know, we've traveled a long time here, timeline wise, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It seems like they'll never replicate Cap. He can't. So, all right. After that, I thought this was really cool. So, and we dabbled in this last week. Jem, you remember we talked power brokers, right? Matt was talking about some books, and we finally kind of get a little bit of a little tease here. You have the flag smashers, or whatever you want to call them at this part. What were they calling them earlier? The freedom fighters. But you see them loading up whatever supplies they had from that truck fighting thing. We didn't talk about that. It said like vaccine or something, but
sounds like it was a serum.
Yeah, it's definitely something in there that it shouldn't be. So they're loading up an airplane. All of a sudden, one of them says, okay, the power brokers are coming. And that's a bad thing. You see the panic in them. One dude stays behind to delay them. They take off. And the interesting thing I thought about this was you had a handful of flag smashers, right? A small handful. You had carloads full of these power brokers.
Right.
And I just thought that was interesting. Like, all right, who are these people? Who are they connected to? What's going on? And then you see one of them on the phone calling somebody, just saying they got away. Who were they calling? I don't know who they were calling. Like, who's in charge here? Wayne Watts, $5 super chat. Walker is such a douche canoe. Typical peach-colored shorts and polo wearing. My dad's a lawyer, and I'm a punk. Hope he's dealt with. # keep it comics.
Amen.
So, look at this special guest you got here.
Hey.
Big fan. So, we got a glimpse of the power brokers, and obviously we're going to see more and more. Were they after them for the serum or whatever they're carrying, right? That's what I would imagine.
You got to think that's the case.
Right? Whatever. So we see them, and now this was probably my favorite part of the episode, the very, very end. Bucky says, you know, he makes another reference to Isaiah with all referencing Hydra and whatnot. And basically, here we go. They need to find information about Hydra. Enter Baron Zemo. And we see Zemo, who is in a prison, but it looks like a high-end, high-security prison.
It's cool because Sam goes, we got to go see Zemo.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah. And they show him you just catch a glimpse of him, but I'm like, all right, now I'm getting excited. I was already excited for episode 3 based on all the rumors, but now we're getting Zemo in episode 3, and that really excites me. So,
Did you know?
what are you guys' thoughts on him?
I gotta throw this out there and see if you noticed. Did you notice what cell he was in?
Oh, the numbers, right?
You didn't see it?
I saw it. I didn't write it down.
He was in 2187.
Oh, that's from the
Princess Leia's cell.
Oh, then no, I did not know
2187.
that.
No,
Isn't that funny?
That's good. They always do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Good job. But what were you gonna say, Jem, about Zemo? You don't care?
Yeah, I'm not really excited for Zemo like that. Like we
Really?
had him in
I am.
Civil War. He was like the most boring part of that movie. I don't know. It just
He's a mastermind now.
I thought he's a great character. I love the actor. I love what he does with it. I thought he killed it in Civil War. I thought he was phenomenal the way he portrayed him. And now to be able to see him with the mask, I'm gonna freak out, man. I'm absolutely gonna freak out when I see him with the mask.
I want to see that too. I think Civil War, he just got overshadowed by Spider-Man and Black Panther and the airport scene. Yeah. It's like he was the least interesting part of that movie to me.
I think so too. He's got major connections to Hydra.
Yeah, the breakdown that he did in that movie, the mind. I don't want to curse on your channel. The mind. Yeah,
what was his whole plan and scheme again to get them to fight in Sokovia, to get them to mess up? Like, what was the whole thing with that?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta think.
I remember seeing a video on how.
Remember, he had the whole lineup of those super soldiers in there. Remember, underneath, he had them all the super soldiers in those chambers. Whatever.
Oh yes, I do remember that now. Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And that they were all in there, and they were gonna blow that thing up, whatever. And then obviously he got them fighting against each other. But don't forget, like he unlocked Bucky, man. He's reading that book and he's reading that thing. Don't forget where he got that from the guy too. He broke into that wall. He knocked down the thing. He's getting in. And he water tortured that guy to find out. I mean, this goes crazy. Zemo is a nut job, man. I think he's gonna be bonkers when we see him with the mask on.
And that movie, it was gonna be like, if these 8 super soldiers get released, there will be no stopping them. But it's like now we have a bunch of super soldiers out in the loose, and it's like not that big a deal.
Are these the super soldiers from Civil War?
I think they got blown up, right?
Oh, did they?
I thought they did.
Brian McCarthy, yes, I got payment and it's already packed. It's going out. Yeah, for all you guys from the auction, everything's already packed. It's going out Monday.
You know how Gary does it them Saturdays. After
Saturday, that's it. Next day, it's a few days. So, all right, Guy, let me get you this here. What do you give episode 1? Because we didn't get you last week.
I gave episode 1 an 8.0.
An 8. You were on par with basically everyone. I was at 7. Jem was at 8.
Yeah,
Matt was.
It was a nice introduction to it. They started off well. I mean, you couldn't have started off the series, I think, any better. They threw you right into some action. They had some funny parts. It was put together very well.
What about this episode?
We finally got them together, even though it was it's just so terribly done. Hey, what's up? Hey, nice to see you. I would say I got to take a step up and give it an 8.5. Because it was a better episode. I thought it introduced a bunch of new stuff. Obviously, all these new characters we talked about, even panning off to Eli, which is Patriot and blah, blah, blah. That opens up a whole different door and, a whole different team coming. But I think at the end of it, too, it left you wanting more, which that's the whole point of these things. It's like they feel like little movies. I don't look at this one as a TV show as much.
I'll agree with you. I don't feel this show doesn't have the show feel like WandaVision did.
No, and I don't think it's supposed to. So and I'm okay with that.
Jem, what do you got for this episode?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to grade the same. I think it was just more of the same. A lot of great scenes, a lot of good flight scenes, got a lot of good action scenes. Some good personal moments, so I think all in all, it wasn't my favorite thing ever, but I thought it was a strong 8, just like episode 1.
I'm going backwards. I feel like this was a 6.
I was gonna go back 1, but I was like, I think it was just as good.
I don't know. I'm not loving it yet. Again, I want to see more of the story fleshed out. I want to see everyone's talking about episode 3, right? So we know we're getting Zemo, this whole Omega Red thing. I mean,
when are we going to Madripoor?
Next episode, supposedly, but we'll see.
Is it 3 or 4?
People are talking about 3. A lot of hype behind episode 3.
All right, so if they're going to Madripoor in 3, then this 3 better be bonkers, man.
Yeah, I'm low on this. I don't know. I want to see. I guess I like the Bucky and Sam's interaction. There was too many head scratching moments in this episode. Like, what the hell is going on? How did we get here already? But that's just me. I guess I'm super picky, but very tough.
Well, we only got 6 episodes to do this thing,
Yeah, I know. We only have 4 left. And I just want to remind everybody too, after this Loki, we will be over on Jem's channel. I'm excited for Loki. Much more than this.
For sure.
Very excited for Loki. But anything.
How long was this last episode?
About 42 minutes.
I think they're all the same, about 50 minutes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's I don't know. Maybe I'm too harsh. Everybody says I'm too harsh.
I liked it. It was MCU. It was Captain America Winter Soldier vibes, just like everybody kind of thought. Buddy cop with action, with more of that spy thriller aspect to it. Like, I think that's what we're gonna get. I think it's good. It's working out. It's good contrast from WandaVision, and I think Loki will be an even different contrast. So I'm really liking what they're doing with these Disney Plus shows, man. But I'm kind of always a fanboy. I usually like everything. But what I didn't like was that Suicide Squad trailer, but that's kind of not.
Am I the only and I'm the only one who liked it? Guy,
I feel like a lot of people like it. I'm like, what did you like? It was whack as hell.
Well, I think it's supposed to be whack as hell though. So
yeah, but
I'm okay. I'm okay with what was done. I think it's corny. I think it's supposed to be corny. I think King Shark is going to be the hilarious thing out of the whole thing.
Is that what you want out of your King Shark though?
I guess so. I mean, how do you do that character? I mean,
all the characters look goofy as hell. I don't care about any of those characters. It's weird seeing Harley Quinn, even though she's like that in the Suicide Squad comics, right? But it's weird seeing her like take charge, action, fighting character. It's not really what I think of when I think of Harley Quinn,
Yeah, I will agree with that, but I don't know. I have faith in James Gunn. We'll see.
I think James Gunn's going to do a good job. I think you're going to see half those people out in the first 20 minutes of the movie.
If you want to see a good comic book adaptation where characters have crazy development, you need to be watching Invincible on Amazon Prime. The first 3 episodes are out, and then it's going to continue weekly. That shit is crazy, man.
Look, I got a guy, Michael Sertel. He backs me. Step back, episode 2. 3 and 4 will be okay. The last 2 will be awesome. See, a lot of people have faith in episode 3. Look at what VK says.
We're gonna see. Do you see? Yeah.
I'm on some release no, what's it called? Restore the Snyderverse. I'm all for that.
I have to watch Justice League.
100%. Let me tell you that I haven't been on anything in weeks. I was sick, so I didn't even get to talk about this. So it's driving me crazy, and it's all built up inside. That was a totally different movie. Okay.
Look, this Suicide Squad wouldn't be happening in the Snyderverse. I want to see what they tease in the Justice League Snyder Cut. I want to see that movie. I want to see the Nightmare movie. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for the restore the Snyderverse.
I'm 100% behind that. I think that would be
Warner
unbelievable.
Brothers so bad at this? I don't understand. A lot of positive vibes. You see, there's some few people who didn't care for the Snyder Cut or the original. I thought was terrible.
I think it was more overwhelmingly positive feedback.
But the thing is, you have the Snyder Cut, which people seem to like. But I will say this: I did not like Batman vs Superman. I thought that was terrible too. But
I liked it, but all the criticisms are 100% valid. The rushing of Doomsday and Death of Superman with Injustice and all that stuff crammed together. They should have never made that movie. They should have did the Batman movie or the Man of Steel 2 movie, or they tried to rush the Avengers. Basically, is what that was. That show.
They did. They did. They tried to play catch up instead of just doing their own thing. You ruined Doomsday.
Luther was terrible, and the whole showing Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman all in Luther's iPad or whatever was lazy, so
it's just too much. But it's not only just Justice League. I think we talked about it last night in the auction. What about Swamp Thing? People really, really enjoyed Swamp Thing, and they're like, no, we're good.
I don't think there's any bad Swamp Thing comics. It's You're always going to have a great Swamp Thing movie, but I don't know, it doesn't really fit with everything else. I mean, he's in a lot of Justice League stories, but his stuff is more less fighting and more intellectual. You know what I'm saying? And then with horror elements, and he goes to fight these demons and all these type of supernatural things.
Yeah, it's Justice League Dark, right?
Or Justice League Dark with Constantine would be dope, man. You know, that would be good.
You could have built the Justice League. Like if Warner Brothers was smart, you have Swamp Thing show, which had a great following. You could slowly introduce these characters, the Constantines, and
does Keanu Reeves reprise his role?
Imagine, and then you can build your Justice League Dark movie. You already have Teen Titans and Doom Patrol that do really, really well. So you already had this foundation built. What kills me too, and we're way off topic now, but like. How do you have? I just thought this was bonkers. How do you have a Suicide Squad movie, an Aquaman movie, a Batman versus Superman movie, all these things, and you never even had a Batman movie,
right?
You like, why do we have a Suicide Squad and Aquaman movie?
Forget we got the Tom. Is it Tom Hiddleston? Is that no? Who's
Hiddleston? Loki.
No, the Batman, Robert Pattinson.
Oh, right, yeah, that's coming. Yeah. But that's not involved in this, and I think it takes place in the
not
90s.
Involved in this at all.
Yeah. It's stupid, man. They have no idea what they're doing.
And I gotta say they did a horrendous job with casting, though. Too Luthor's terrible. As good as Affleck is, I think he's too old to play the part of Batman. If you wanted this big long universe,
you don't have somebody to set it off. Like
right, all right.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Affleck, and I think
me too.
I think he was a good. I think he's a good Batman.
Yeah,
I think he did a great job with it.
I agree, but if you're gonna build a universe, don't you want a younger cast?
Yeah.
Well, you can bring Batman Beyond into this too now. Like that's
now you can.
Now you can. Yeah.
Wayne Watts with a $5 super chat. I was shocked. I enjoyed the Snyder cut as much as I did hit it in the feels, knowing he put that song in it. Was his daughter's favorite. Oh, that's right. She passed away. Correct.
Listen, he did a great job with this. Like I said, I watched it and I sat there and I felt like I watched a different movie.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe how many parts were different from the original, and even in the dialogue on most parts were different too. And I mean, he did a great job. I like the way it was broken down into chapters. I think that was a genius thing to do too.
I have to get on it.
I'll tell you this much: as I hated Ezra Miller.
Yeah, that was my next thing I was going to say.
I hated him in Justice League.
I hated him. Like, and that's a strong word. I was like, he's terrible. I don't want to watch this. He's a piece of shit in the movie. Excuse my language. But like this time around,
it was better.
I didn't hate him as much.
But he's still a terrible casting choice for Barry.
Yeah, terrible. I do. Terrible. I agree. The guy from the CW is much better.
Now they've had some slam dunk castings too, though.
Yeah,
Gal Gadot, like Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot,
I thought it's great. I thought Superman was great.
Love Jason Momoa. Yeah,
I think they were all fantastic, and Affleck was good too. Don't get me wrong, but again,
Affleck is very good.
You were building.
They had more hits than misses with the casting, I would say, right?
The what?
They had more hits than misses with the castings.
They did
slightly. Because how you ruined, I don't know if you count Doomsday as a casting though, right? But you ruined how many villains immediately because, okay, I didn't see the Snyder cut, right? But Suicide Squad's Joker was atrocious in my opinion.
He wasn't that much better in the Snyder cut.
Wasn't that much better. Wasn't that much better. I mean, was he better? Yeah,
no, he wasn't better.
Not that much better.
Yeah.
Dude, you managed to ruin Lex Luthor, Doomsday, and the Joker.
You're messing up
this much. They corrected Steppenwolf. They corrected Steppenwolf, which they did a great job with it.
They did good with Darkseid.
And Darkseid was phenomenal. I think that was really good.
Everything I've seen of Darkseid gets me very excited to watch.
It's hard to get the voices correct on these guys too, because you're expecting so much, and then like it's a little lackluster when the voice comes out and it's not exactly what you want. You know what I mean?
They should have cast like the Justice League Darkseid voice actor. There you go. From the cartoon.
I think Zod was casted well too. We just watched that because Fee never saw any of the other DC movies besides Wonder Woman. So we watched Man of Steel. We're supposed to watch Batman vs Superman next.
And I think Cavill's a wonderful Superman. I really do.
Actually, Shazam is good too.
See,
Shazam was very good.
Their tones are all over the place with these movies, man. From Shazam to Aquaman to Wonder Woman to Suicide Squad. It's like you forget some of them are even tied together, you know?
Some of the Suicide Squad. All right, so Harley was good. I thought
Birds
Will
of Prey.
Smith was good. Who else?
Birds of Prey was another movie that's like you forget, you know.
Another one. We get a Birds of Prey movie, but we're still waiting on Flash. And why, for the love of God, do we not have Green Lantern? And
Right.
I mean,
Oh my God!
And in the Snyder cut, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but he wanted Jon Stewart in there, and Warner Brothers said no.
why? What's wrong with those people? They don't.
No, they're supposed to do it for because they're having a Green Lantern Corps show, but still, why couldn't they have a live action adaptation, right?
I
And
don't
the ending,
understand
the
how
ending.
great. How great would it have been to have Jon Stewart involved, but he references a Hal or a Guy or other Lanterns on other universes and other planets, and
Wonderful.
that's great. Then you don't get tied into an actor as well for Hal. You can take your time with him. It's just
The ending. The ending was great. I know you didn't see it yet, Gary, so I'm not going to say anything. But Jem, the ending was great. I enjoyed the ending.
Yeah.
And who they brought in and stuff.
Yeah, I was
like
all for that too, though. I wasn't really.
I don't know how
great.
that character comes in. We don't have to talk about it, but I know who you're talking about.
Okay,
But
good.
I don't know how he's introduced. But still,
very forced rush.
Yeah,
It was very forced the way he was introduced.
That's the DCEU, is it not?
Yeah.
Just here's a Birds of Prey movie no one asked for. Like,
oh my God.
Just if you want to make the Harley Quinn movie, just say that. Like, come on, man.
that's it, right? But we'll see. But again, not to get too off topic, it seems
Falcon
like
Winter Soldier. So
Yeah.
what about that?
go Marvel. But the thing is, I'll tell you, man, it's almost like DC can hold their own with the TV shows because Teen Titans, Swamp Thing, Doom Patrol, people are loving all that stuff. So
I don't
it's
watch
these
any of
movies.
those shows, yo.
I think it's just called Titans. I don't think you call it Teen
Titans. You're
But
right.
Yeah,
And I still have to watch
it's
season
a little,
2.
it's a little too dark, like for like Teen Titans. Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
But
I mean, season
I'm
1.
just finishing season 1, I enjoy it.
Good.
I think it's great. Yeah.
So, and there goes my dog. So, all right. So with that, Falcon Winter Soldier episode 2, guys, is there anything else you want to add? Well, Guy, let's see this. I know you have your 2,500 giveaway coming up tomorrow.
Ooh, tomorrow night, guys. Tomorrow night, 9:00. We're gonna go live. We're doing our 2,500 subscriber giveaway. We already hit 3,000. We're excited about it. But we got to do our 2,500 giveaway. So tomorrow night, 9:00. Show up. We're gonna be giving away a lot of stuff. Obviously, a lot of laughs, a lot of fun times. We go crazy, and we love having you guys there. So hopefully, you can come by and spend a little time with us.
And Jim, what do you got going on over there?
What do I got going on? Check out. I did a video yesterday for the new Optimus Prime. Make sure to go peep that out. What's that?
He said sick.
Oh yeah. No, I'm getting screwed on the algorithm with that video, man. Because I've been dropping the videos at a different time, but it's getting underplayed, man. We need to check out that Optimus Prime. I just dropped a Tweeterhead Batman Dark Knight Return statue today, so check that out. Tomorrow we'll go live. We're going to talk about Invincible. We'll probably talk about Falcon Winter Soldier as well, and do the regular live joint tomorrow at noon Eastern, noonish, something like that.
Noonish. Guys, I have the 15,000 giveaway coming up. Probably I'm shooting for April 11th. The reason it's so far out is because I have more stuff to give away. My dog. I picked up a collection today, which was actually a really pretty good one. So expect that coming up in the next couple of weeks. I picked well, check this, guys. I took all the bulk in my garage, sold it all to one guy. He paid me like in books and in cash. So I'm going to do a video on that because there was some good books to come back. I
saw a Young Avengers book on top of that.
That was today's collection.
I saw that.
I just rebagged the slabs. I don't have them nearby. I'd show some teasers and stuff, but there's a really good Silver Age trilogy in there. Little trinity of Marvel books. I'm sure you could assume which ones they were.
Yeah, I already know just by saying that.
Yeah, some good ones. So that video is coming out in a couple of weeks or so. I got to do some editing, but that's it. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add? Because we got to get out of here. I'm running on fumes here.
I'm good.
Looking forward to watching next week's episode.
I am looking forward to episode 3, and maybe we'll talk more about Justice League. So with that, everybody have a great night. Thank you for those super chats, and thank you guys for hanging out. Guy, thank you. Jem, thank you.
Dave reminded me. I always forget to promote the Indiegogo, man, for our
yeah.
exclusive, man. We got like 20 days left. My daughter's first cover is for Invisible Red Sonja 1 by Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti. Check it. You can just search Gem Mint Indiegogo or Gem Mint Red Sonja. It'll pop up. But yeah, man, we're plugging along good on the variant, so make sure to support it. And yeah.
All right. And with that, guys, have a great night. Good luck tomorrow on your giveaway, guy. And we'll see you a week from today for episode 3. Have a good one.